Hey everyone, Nido King here again. Last time I went through some of the DLC missions that are available, got myself this cool wrench, and the last plot thing we did was defeat Queen Ishtab, which opened the way back into the castle. But there are a lot of items that I missed along the way, including pretty much everything in this room. So let's see if I can find those things. Yeah, before I go anywhere, I need to get the Majin to freeze the floor again.
Can't wait.
Fortunately, I think it'll stay frozen until we leave the room, unlike most of the other darkness we can freeze. So there's a room of transport at the end of the hall here. Useful for getting around, but obviously I'm not going to leave much backtracking in the video. We've got a lot to do in the meantime. I did spot one thing that I didn't do when I was editing the earlier videos, though. Parallel to the columns that I jumped across in that room, there are columns in this room. Never seen that before in the middle of gameplay. I suppose I should probably blow up these mines first. And we can freeze the top of this column and hop across to get at least one thing, I'm sure.
We did it! We good partners!
And I saw the chest over on the far side of the room. I'll get that next. But here we've got a costume part. Another piece of the Armor of Darkness, which I believe will just increase my maximum HP. Rather handy, but I think I've got better bonuses to wear at the moment. Mostly the bandit stuff that increases my experience. And a lot of this stuff I just overlooked the first time through because I was in kind of a hurry to get to the boss. And there's one other thing that I missed while I was here. And there's also a memory shard. And I think night has just fallen, so the memory shard should have appeared. I'll just have to locate where that is while I'm looking for this final treasure. I think the most obvious place for it to be... Yep, there it is. And I don't want to waste a lot of time going through this room, because there's only so much night, and there are a lot of other memory shards to find. The treasures, on the other hand, will be there at any time of day. So let's move on, and head to some of the other rooms where I haven't found the memory shard yet.
This too heavy for me alone.
Yeah, I could skip some of the intervening rooms, but I am interested in this Soul Absorb ability that I've unlocked. And also there's a rat.
I have important information. It's about the princess. The crystal in which she was imprisoned is still inside the castle. The birds told me so. We might still be able to save her.
Yeah, that's not really a surprise to me, anyway. Let's see if I've learned anything from all the time I've spent in stealth mode. Much better. Still don't know what Soul Absorb does, though. But we cleared out everything in this room, including the memory shard. So we'll just need to move on.
This door heavy. I need your help.
I guess maybe the PS3 is just really slow to load today. So yeah, there was that tree that we found on our way into the mines. And we didn't find any of the stuff in that room.
Fly away. I blow sparkle glass.
Yeah, this guy isn't worth fighting the slow way. Just destroy him all at once.
Go away. Fly away.
And we got a finishing move charged up. Can I get it to go off in time? Oh yeah. What the... What is going on? You got something to tell me?
Humans like sparkling.
Guess not. Alright, well, let's just move on to the tree of exposition over here.
This door heavy. I need your help.
Yeah, so I looked all over this room before. I think I've already talked to this bird.
This used to be the town under the castle. Apparently it was a large, lively city. I wonder if the city will come back when we wipe out the darkness. Although...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. So, there's the memory shard. And the chest I didn't locate before. The only place I can think of where it might be is over this way. Ah, there we go. Little more experience. So from here, there's something that I left behind in the iron factory. Got everything from the Tiberius. And this is another one of those things that I figured out where it was while editing the videos, and then kind of wondered why hadn't I found it the first time through. Meanwhile, we've got enough magic to deal with one of these dogs once the Majin makes his way over here. He sure has taken his time. Wait, what's he fighting? Oh, right. There are aliens in this room. Fortunately, somehow or other, he's taking very little damage from them. Which is good, because I'm nearly dead too. And here we discover the problem with leaving the game for a few weeks and then coming back to it. I know that I need to roar to get rid of these guys, but I don't remember the button combination for doing it.
Fly away.
So I'm hitting every pair of the shoulder buttons one after another.
Check that. Help!
Yeah, none of them work.
I'm in trouble. Help!
So about all I can do is keep fighting them off the Majin. Kill the dogs, because they at least I can defeat without roaring.
Hang on!
And the good news is, not even having his soul sucked out by aliens is enough to stop him from reviving me.
I'm in trouble. Help!
I suppose on the bright side, I'm getting a fair bit of red experience. That's how you do it. The normal command button and then the magic button. And you can have some healing too. You've earned it.
I always thankful.
That was totally my fault. Then we got the archers. They're simple enough. And the chest, obviously, is under the bridge. For some reason, I thought that was going to be a costume piece, but it was just experience. So, moving on once again, back to the Grangache Ravine dig site. There's a Grangache. There was something that I missed when I came through here. I think I was just a little bit too late and it turned to daytime before I could grab the memory shard. So, there it is, right up at the top of all the platforms. And I'm having a little trouble grabbing it. Alright, that works. No need to deal with the enemies, I'm just gonna run. A little bit of night left, so I may be able to get to the memory shard in Dudugera Way as well. This one I saw the first time through, and just didn't manage to get there in time. So, I'm gonna defeat the Dark Eyes, but my priority is getting to that memory shard before it disappears. I think really I've got time, but I didn't have enough time to defeat the enemies first and then grab it.
And that.
So now we've got a lot of enemies to deal with. It's a good time for some magic, I think. If the Majin can get it out between getting attacked. There we go. And a finishing move. Oh, I see. If I hit the circle button, then the enemies disgorge a lot of experience. This is the Soul Absorb power in action.
Dog creature, very fast.
And that's everything that we needed to do here. So moving on, a bunch of memory shards that we missed along the way. And I didn't get any of the stuff at the Baalam Laboratory. So I think that's where I'm going to go next. After getting healed up, because I really did take a lot of damage there.
I feel good.
Yeah, I didn't know that before, but if you walk past one of those trees, even if it's one where you've already heard the story and gotten the exposition, the Majin is fully healed. Otherwise, I've really done everything that I needed to do here for the moment. Come on.
This very heavy. Can you help me?
I don't know how he managed to get so lost. But we missed the memory shard here, but it is already daytime, and I won't be able to find it. So it's been a long time since we came this way. I figured rather than just skipping to the next room, I'd show you where it was again, just in case you've forgotten. And it was almost 20 videos ago. So here we are back at the power plant. Now that I know I can backstab the monkeys, it's a lot easier to deal with them. And then we just go over the hill, fight a couple more enemies, and the laboratory is just past this save point here. Yeah, the first time I could have come in here, but I didn't have the power that I would have needed to solve all the puzzles in the laboratory. I actually thought I would need the purification power, but you can come back here significantly earlier than that. I've almost leveled up myself. Yep, so the only power we need to deal with this stuff is the lightning power. And of course I've got that.
This facility apparently did various experiments with something called electricity. But now the electricity doesn't run here, and nothing moves. If only the Majin had his lightning powers, we could open the doors and lower the elevators.
Way ahead of you, pal. We got a couple of generators in this room. So let's see. Yeah, somehow... Yeah, that's too wide a gap. But the two terminals I've got should be enough to bridge it. On the other hand, can I get to the door from here? Maybe not. No, it's not nearly close enough. Yeah, let's just forget about this door and open the door that I know I can get to.
We did it! We good partners!
So there's another bird over here.
According to sources, the civilization of the Old Kingdom was all built by studying the Majin's power. They made electricity to power machines from the Majin's lightning, and forges and gunpowder from his fire. It even says the Majin used to move the machines and light the forges himself.
Yeah, we've seen how that worked out, and it's not quite the way the stories say. We've got another terminal here, but I can't jump while I'm carrying it, so I'm gonna have to use this elevator to get it up. And it's not powered yet. So, moving on. More things that the Majin is obviously going to have to power up with his electricity. And one final staircase over here. And there's the real prize, another strength fruit. So clearly I've missed a crucial element of the puzzle, but there's another chest over here. Don't need anything special to get that. Almost surprised it wasn't enough for a level up. So I've got all the powers. I must have the wherewithal to complete this puzzle. The problem is, 2 terminals are not going to be enough to open that door. So here's the crucial link. The terminals I've got are enough to power up that elevator once I've got the door open.
Tepeu, you great!
And that's all I need to get to that 3rd terminal. With 3 terminals, I can quite easily open the door in the other room. Yeah, I just have to place the terminals on level ground. That should be good enough. I think it's barely just too far for 2 terminals, so with 3, it should be easy to bridge the gap. But perhaps not quite that easy. They can be so finicky.
We did it! We good partners! We did it! We good partners!
Alright, so now the Majin can get through the door, and we'll be able to get him all the way around to activate the rest of the elevators.
Long time ago, try make many things zap here. Lightning very useful. Thieves steal from others. They bad, but you not bad, I can tell. Long time ago.
It's one of those out-of-the-way rooms where you get a bit of extra lore, I suppose.
Ouch!
But I'm done with the terminals. The Majin can just get right up to this generator. And once we're done with that,
We good partners.
he can help me get up to this ledge. And there's the costume piece I've been missing all this time. This is the last set of the bandit's clothing. And still not quite enough for a level up. But most importantly, we can now get the Majin up to the bridge, where the final generator in this room is waiting for his electricity. And I've disappeared.
Good success.
So now that we've got that, it's kind of pointless waiting for him to get on the elevator, because I'm just riding it up to grab the fruit, And then I'm going to hop back down.
I stronger now.
It's a pretty good move, and it doesn't have a lot of recovery either. So I've got everything there except for the memory shard. There's one more place, I think, where I needed to get something that I missed earlier. And, of course, right back at the very beginning of the game, before I was actually looking for secrets. So I missed something in the Cannae Valley. And one other thing along the way, I believe. So I wanted to check out that piece of the bandit's armor that I got. I guess I'm still missing the wrist piece for it. But the bandit's hood gives me the ability of exorcism, which reduces the damage received from the dark spirits, which I think are the things I've been calling aliens all this time. Don't think that's going to be a whole lot of use, really. I'm going back to generic protection from everything. You might remember this room. This was where I got my first game over. And somehow or other, while I was concentrating so much on the enemies in this room and getting to the scarecrow that was on the far side, I missed something really big. Once again, not bothering to fight this guy properly. Insta-death. Still not quite enough for a level up. But off to this direction, there's another whole room that I missed before.
I heard that all the big machines around here used to move with a power called electricity. But it looks like the electricity can't get through anymore and they all stop. Electricity is just like lightning, isn't it? In that case, can't we use the Majin's power?
See, this one at least acknowledges that I've already got the lightning power. This is another room that I could have come to the first time through, but there's not a whole lot I would have been able to do. But there are a lot of rewards here. And one of them was accessible right from the start. There's a gap here with a treasure at the far side, and the bridge support is weak.
Good success.
Oh, how fortunate that the bridge fits perfectly into the gap that's left over. And up there is the costume piece that I've been missing for most of the game, the Scholar's Hat. I think it's long exceeded its usefulness, but it's another thing that I didn't have before and do now. But of course, we've got enough powers to go exploring the rest of the room, so why stop there? If I can avoid attracting the enemy's attention, I can use that mine to my advantage. Do a little bit of damage, but that guy got wind of what I was doing too soon. Buddy, you probably don't want to run off and fight that monkey on your own. Bad things tend to happen when you do that. See what I mean?
I can't shake it off my back, Timmy. Help me! Go away.
There we go. The rest of the enemies are really no major challenge. Yeah, I could sparkle that guy, but he's weak enough I can just finish him normally by now. I'm a lot stronger than I was the first time I came through. They're not as bad as they used to be. So we got a staircase over here. And then we got a couple of pillars, one of which has a treasure chest on it. So I think I'm going to grab that before I go exploring the rest of the room. Just to keep things orderly. And to waste a bit more time, because whenever night falls, I'll be able to go hunting for memory shards again. Still short of my next level. I'm gonna have to hit it eventually. Yeah, you don't just need lightning to get through this room, you need fire as well. But I'll ignore those guys and just move on through these crates.
We did it! We good partners!
And up at the top of this room, there are a couple of rewards. And there's a rat at the far side to tell us what we're doing.
A human in the Majin. What a pair you make. That's good. Two is totally different from one. You can watch each other's backs. That doesn't mean you have to fight back to back. You need to be flexible in all battles, okay?
Yeah, we've beaten 4 bosses. I think we've got the hang of fighting by now. Really, I just need to look for the lowest of these platforms so I can jump up to it, and I think I've identified it. So there's 2 things to get up here. One of them is a fire upgrade. I'm pretty sure this is the last one.
I blow more stronger fire.
And I gotta back up to the top and jump over to the other side of the room. And there is the lever that will allow us to proceed.
Ouch! Tepeu, you great!
This is a different looking door from most of the ones we've seen so far.
We did it! We good partners!
Yes, I want the chest. And finally I hit my level up, but it won't give me the level while we're still in combat mode.
Go away!
So I'm gonna watch I don't get knocked off the edge of the bridge. Although, after exploring a little bit farther, I've concluded that it's not actually possible to fall off the side of a ledge. There are invisible walls everywhere to make sure that you don't drop into the abyss or anything. Yeah, I don't think we'll be charging up any finishing moves here. That was nicely abrupt. And finally, we reach the far end of the bridge, where we need to use the lightning power to charge up an elevator.
We did it! We good partners!
But we can't access the elevator from this side. We're gonna have to go all the way back around and drop down to the ground. I'd like to get the drop on these enemies, but I don't think that's going to be possible. At least I'm getting better at hitting him in the face for the stun.
Go away!
Yeah, I didn't tell the Majin to use fire, but I won't argue with the results. That was pretty good. And for all that, we get another costume piece. This is the last piece of the bandit's armor, the bandit's manifer.
Exploding boxes full of black powder. Powder used in war. I not like. Tepeu's animal...
Yeah, the bandit's manifer will increase the blue experience I get, just like the bandit's costume increases the red experience. Each piece does a different thing, which is a nice change from every piece in a set doing the same thing. But I think that's going to be enough exploration for one video. This is already getting really long. So, I'll go save. Yeah, save point's up there. And we'll come back next time to collect the rest of the items that are outside the castle. So, once the Majin gets up here and I'm able to save, I'll see you all next time. Room of transport at the end of the hall here. Useful for getting around, but obviously I'm not going to leave much backtracking in the video. We've got a lot to do in the meantime. I did spot one thing that I didn't do when I was editing the earlier videos, though. Parallel to the columns that I jumped across in that room, there are columns in this room. Never seen that before in the middle of gameplay. I suppose I should probably blow up these mines first. And we can freeze the top of this column and hop across to get at least one thing, I'm sure.
We did it! We good partners!
And I saw the chest over on the far side of the room. I'll get that next. But here we've got a costume part. Another piece of the Armor of Darkness, which I believe will just increase my maximum HP. Rather handy, but I think I've got better bonuses to wear at the moment. Mostly the bandit stuff that increases my experience. And a lot of this stuff I just overlooked the first time through because I was in kind of a hurry to get to the boss. And there's one other thing that I missed while I was... and head to some of the other rooms where I haven't found the memory shard yet.
This too heavy for me alone.
Yeah, I could skip some of the intervening rooms, but I am interested in this Soul Absorb ability that I've unlocked. And also there's a rat.
I have important information. It's about the princess. The crystal in which she was imprisoned is still inside the castle.
Hey everyone, Nidoking here again. Last time I went through some of the DLC missions that are available, got myself this cool wrench, and the last plot thing we did was defeat Queen Ishtab, which opened the way back into the castle. But there are a lot of items that I missed along the way, including pretty much everything in this room. So let's see if I can find those things. Yeah, before I go anywhere, I need to get the Majin to freeze the floor again.
Can't wait.
Fortunately, I think it'll stay frozen until we leave the room, unlike most of the other darkness we can freeze. So there's here. And there's also a memory shard. And I think night has just fallen, so the memory shard should have appeared. I'll just have to locate where that is while I'm looking for this final treasure. I think the most obvious place for it to be... Yep, there it is. And I don't want to waste a lot of time going through this room, because there's only so much night and there are a lot of other memory shards to find. The treasures, on the other hand, will be there at any time of day. So let's move on, and